All right, howdy and welcome, Internet, again. This is, as promised, a unscripted video, but had a lot of talk recently with a bunch of different people about um, everyday carry stuff. So I figured I would start off one of the first videos of our channel, of our group, whatever, with what I normally carry and why, and just to kind of start some conversation about that because I've seen a lot of stuff recently about shootings and people being victims. I mean, even police being in shootings and police themselves being victims, and what was carried, what was not carried, what people coming in to help may have been carrying or not. And I just figured that this would be a good starting point. So go ahead and, first of all, as is YouTube customary, let me know in the comments section what you carry, why. If you can, there's not really a right or wrong answer to some of these things, but I guess I just want to get us thinking about what that is. So we're going to cut to the table and we'll talk about what I carry and why, and maybe some other options that I've tried. I'm only going to show you things that I've tried that I know work, at least for me. And you'll see why one of the reasons I wanted to do some of this was because a lot of stuff you see on YouTube, that's, the cool, sexy gear is real expensive. And for me personally, I can't afford all that stuff. So I'll show you what I've got, why, and maybe some suggestions for saving some money. But anyway, we're going to cut to the table and we'll get started. Did I mention we're doing this on a budget? Welcome to the table. And got everything that I normally carry out here for y'all to see today. Of course, I've got a writing utensil. I love zebra pens, and you should too. But good pencil, wow, good pen, and very reliable, and has other more tactical uses if you do some research and figure that out. But good pen, have something to write with. I have a wallet, obviously. It's fairly empty, but I also, just to let you know, I also always carry my wallet in my front right pocket. I don't have to worry about sitting on it and being way off balance then because of all the money I carry around in it. Ha ha ha, mostly just cards and ID stuff. But anyway, I keep that in my front pocket with my phone, generally. Of course, not pictured is my phone. That's probably having a good way to communicate with everyone is a good idea. I also carry a cheap knife. This is an old out the front knife that I was given from, I think it was purchased on Amazon. It's got a glass breaker on one side, but it works really well for opening packages or whatever. It is safe, so if you try to put it up against something and engage it, it won't work, and you have to kind of mess with it for it to go back in. So pretty cool, very cheap. I want to say you can get these for like $9, but just having a decent little knife to cut stuff, cut packages, open boxes, stuff like that, very good. I always carry a flashlight, a spare flashlight. Obviously, on my phone I have a flashlight, but I carry a separate flashlight. This one is a USB-C rechargeable. It is a 511. I don't know where it's actually made, probably China. It's fairly high lumen output. I want to say it's like 300 lumens on high, maybe 100 on low. Battery lasts forever and recharges with USB-C, so that's a good option. I want to say this thing was like $60 or $70 at the 511 store. I had a gift card for Christmas, and so I used it for this. Previously, though, and when that one dies and I'm waiting for it to recharge, I carry one of these. This is a Streamlight ProTac 1L 1AA. I don't know if y'all can see that, the logo there. It's very bright, but it uses, this is why I like it, it uses a CR123 battery or a AA battery. So it's very helpful. And so the 123 battery gives you better brightness, but you can use any AA battery you find anywhere. Very good. Another thing, pepper spray. This is a palm pepper spray, and it's highly recommended by John Correa over at Active Self Protection. And he's one of the reasons I got this particular one. But just in case, having a non-firearm to use in the event it is needed, in case somebody needs to just be blessed with the hot sauce instead of perforated. Good option. Obviously, I carry my Glock. This is, or my firearm. I typically carry a Glock 19, appendix style, in an appendix holster. This particular one is made by T-Rex Arms. Not going to get into the controversy about them. This is a good product. It's their sidecar. I started off with the Raptor, and then they replaced it with this one. They have another option here that you can add, like customize all kinds of cool stuff to put on it. But anyway, there's a lot of controversy around them right now, but this is a good product. I like it. I'll stand behind it. I'll stand behind the company as a whole, and that's about all I need. On my Glock, I have just standard night sights. Really, I'll probably end up replacing those just with standard Glock sights, just because of the way I train and what I think I'll be using them for. Probably don't need night sights, but they are cool. They glow. I've had a custom stippling job by a friend here in town that does really good work. Feels really good to shoot, but definitely carry something like this. I carry a Glock 19 just because the utility of it. I can find parts anywhere, magazines everywhere, and all of that. Speaking of that, I do carry a spare magazine wherever I go. Again, allowed by law. And spare Glock 17 magazine and a Glock holder, a Glock magazine pouch, 17 rounds extra. So I have 15 in the gun and 17 on my belt. I always carry it bullets facing forward, so when I grab it, it's very easy to insert for a reload. We'll talk about why I believe I should carry a spare mag in another video. Also carry a Leatherman multi-tool. This one is a Leatherman Wave, and I want to say that this is the old version of it, but the new one is like $100, $120 on Amazon. This one was purchased from a store where all of the confiscated items from TSA go. So I got this one for about $30. Good deal. On that, I carry typically a fairly sturdy belt. This is a Blue Alpha Gear belt that uses Velcro, and it holds up everything fairly well. Very easy to put on, lightweight. This is the Warrior Poet Society edition, but I have a plain one that works just as well, but doesn't have a cool logo. But the point is, you need something that'll hold everything up and be very sturdy. So, good idea to have a belt. Honorable mentions on that. I also have this. This is a Next belt. It's very sturdy. This is, of course, also, I'm not a fanboy or anything. I just like, I mean, maybe I am, but I just like the Warrior Poet stuff. And anyway, this is made by Next Belt. This belt's about $70 on the Warrior Poet Supply Co. store, but you can get the regular Next Belt brand. Same stuff, same sturdiness, same everything, just without the cool logo, for I believe about $50 on Amazon. But it's very sturdy. Another honorable mention. This, just in case you like buckle belts, this is a what's called an indestructible belt, and I want to say I paid like $35 for this on Amazon. It's made from some kind of rubbery material that's over nylon or something. Anyway, I've had this thing for like 15 years. It still looks nice, and I can't bust it. So, good option for cheap. Obviously got my keys. And then lastly, I do carry, gosh, y'all are going to think I'm really like fanboying out here. I carry a Warrior Poet Society ankle medical kit. In this kit, I've got chest seals, I've got gauze, I've got a tourniquet, I've got some other goodies, and then in the sides, I carry some gloves and some Band-Aids. There's some in there somewhere for boo-boos. I've had to use the Band-Aids for boo-boos before, but thankfully nothing else. But in case we're ever in a position where we need to use it, I've got it, and I always keep it on my right ankle. There's a bunch of different med kits out there, but I like this one. Again, it's a Blue Alpha Gear one, but it's real comfortable. I've had this one, and it's kind of yucky looking, but I've had this one for probably 5 years and worn it almost every day without fail. And this is what it looks like. Looks good. Every once in a while, I'll take it and clean it out because it gets fuzzy. But and then if I have, like in this case, I have my tourniquet staged with a rubber band. That breaks every now and then. but good deal. That's it though. That's a lot, but I carry all this stuff because I've seen a lot of stuff being used in defensive situations, and I just want to be as prepared as I can comfortably. And that's the idea for y'all. You don't have to carry all this stuff, but just so that you are comfortable with what you can, and you're able to use it, and you are able to, um, protect yourself as you can. All right, we're back from the table. Hopefully, all that was useful to you and wasn't just me rambling on like an idiot about nothing that matters. Um, some other points that I probably should have made that my wife reminded me about off camera. I'm not sponsored by anybody. Obviously, if you look at the followers of this channel or how many hits my website has or how many training classes I've done, you'll see there are no sponsorships. There's no nothing. This is just stuff that I've bought either with my own money or that's been bought for me for Christmas or birthday or whatever, or that I've used a gift card for. So it's not anything that I'm being paid to say. This is the stuff that I've got here is stuff that I've used for a very long time. Especially, I didn't say this under the table camera, but the the pistol that I use is a Gen 3 Glock 19. It's been modified a little bit for with stipling and some of the grip um, has been shaved and stuff, but for the most part, it's a standard Glock 19 Gen 3. Um, there's nothing special about it. It's got thousands of rounds through it. Works fine. I have another pistol with an optic on it. I'm not as comfortable as I should be with a dot. I mean, we'll roll in some footage from the range when I get to go. Um, Hopefully tomorrow, maybe. But in any case, I have one that I've set up with a red dot, and there's some interesting issues that I have with it personally. Like for instance, I sweat a lot, and so because I carry appendix, when I draw and present, sometimes with the dot will have like sweat on it or condensation. Well, I guess both would be the same thing, but that and sometimes the lens is foggy or it's got fingerprints on it and crap like that just really bothers me. The dots, the standard 3 dot sights work great for me. Um, we'll do some other video content about some other sights eventually. We'll talk about that. Now, another question that might be asked is about carry ammo. One of the things I'm going to do at the range, hopefully tomorrow, is blast all the carry ammo that I have that I've been carrying, because I typically try to do that every couple of months, 3 or 4 months maybe, just because I didn't. Let me see. Let me find my thing here, my magazine, and yeah, wanted to show this. This is the spare magazine that I carry. Again, it's a Glock 17 magazine, still fits in a 19, just has extra capacity. But you'll notice some of the ammo that I have, if I can show you, if you can see this, is it's got a little bit of corrosion, a little bit of gunk on it. Generally, I've not had problems with that, but you could. I've had a couple of instances where I've been, I've shot stuff at the range just fine, but I haven't shot the carry ammo that I normally have with me for 5 or 6 months, and I have had a failure to fire where I get a click and there's no kaboom, which I would rather not be rather not have that as the last sound I ever hear. So it's probably a good idea to go through your carry ammo, especially if you just wear it and day in, day out, you don't shoot it. Even if you go to the range frequently, and especially another thing, now that I'm thinking about it, every time you chamber around, let's say this magazine was in my pistol for a long time, and this is my carry ammo or whatever. So when I go to the range just to shoot Full Metal Jacket stuff, the cheap stuff, I take this magazine out. I always carry around in the chamber because I've seen instances where that doesn't go so well for or an encounter where you have to defend yourself doesn't go so well for you if you have to chamber around doing a lot of stuff, and you should be able to engage a threat very quickly. So anyway, I always carry around in the chamber, but I've seen where when the round gets chambered, the bullet itself actually gets pushed down into the brass some, and over time it goes down a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. You may not see it, but you may, after a while, you may see that, like hold two rounds up, the first and the second round up, and you may see a little difference in the height. Now here, I can't tell. But anyway, you might see that. And what happens when that occurs is when the bullet gets pushed down into the brass, that's going to create a lot higher pressure than normal, and that can cause your gun to explode. So definitely check that out. It could cause a malfunction in some way. It may not catastrophically fail, but it might put you out of the fight when you need it the most. And you don't want to find out about that stuff when you need it. That's the worst time. So range time is good. Inspecting everything is good. I should also note that when I was showing all the stuff on the table, my pistol was unloaded and it was made safe. I checked it before the video. I should have showed it on video, but I'm sure I'll get flamed in the comments for that if anybody actually watches this. But anyway, a couple of other honorable mentions. Shoes. Wear comfortable shoes. For me personally, I typically wear like work-related, work-style shoes with composite or steel toe. And the reason for that is I have kicked stuff, I have dropped stuff on my feet, and that sucks. So I made the decision a long time ago just to buy steel toe or composite toe shoes. You can get some cool ones. I have some work shoes from that I got on Amazon. I can't even tell. It's been a couple of years, but I don't know what the brand is. But they look like Converse, but they have a composite toe. So something to think about. Hopefully this has given you something to think about. Should you carry the same things I carry? No, you don't have to. Should I be carrying the things that I carry? I'm comfortable with it. So I'm comfortable with carrying a spare magazine along with my Leatherman on my belt. I've done it for years. When I've got to the point where if I'm not having all of this stuff on me, I feel naked and I know something's missing. So all of these things are useful and for a specific purpose. So as long as you have a good reason, I would say, whatever you want to carry, as long as you've got a good reason, a good justification for it, go for it. We're all on some kind of journey here. We're learning. We're not going to be perfect ever this side of heaven, and so we move on. But anyway, thank you all very much, and I hope to see you next time.